Hello there everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Dyson Sphere Program series. I'm Icon, and we're going to focus on science production today, and we're also going to utilize the production of our miners here accordingly. So I want to use the maximum potential of my machines because that's just what I like to do. We're going to hold down Shift now, and as you can see here, queuing up things. Shift right click is what's doing the magic here. Just assigning the Icarus to remove all those pesky plants that are meddling with my building. So, my idea for today, whoopsie, that was a bad one. My idea for today is that we're going to utilize the whole production of that miner here and the other miner. So we're going to set up some extra smelters. Sadly, I don't have enough of these, so let's change that next. I did pre-produce a couple of things there in between this and the last episode, so I own a decent amount of conveyor and sorter. I hope it's gonna last. Not sure about that. Yeah, you only know once you know. So, oh no, the auto movement is destroyed by the science lab, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do now is I want to remove that because this is not as I want to have it. So, first things first. One of these mining machines works like that. Every of these veins produces 30 ore per minute. So that translates to 0.5 per second. So as you see here, we have 6 of these. You also can read it out there. That means this miner is producing 3 units of copper ore per second. And that's that. So I'm placing down now smelters right next to this one. And it's a weird coincidence that it's going to be 3. No, just kidding. It's the recipe's perfect ratio there. So shift left click to pick up the belt. And right click to get it off the cursor. So arc smelters. And when we check out the copper ingot recipe, it's pretty simple. It's 1 ore transforms into 1 ingot per second. So each of these machines eats 60 ore per minute, or 1 ore per second. Depends on how you personally like to have it. So let's see, shift. Let's see if I can. Shift left click. Can I apply that? Yes. So you can also apply the recipe on top of these by shift left clicking the smelter and then just left clicking it on top of the designs that you want to have. Alright, so here we go. Let's give this beautiful thing the sorters it needs. And with the sorters, I'll show you here. Here, it has a thing of 1.5 units per trip per second, and if you check them out, they're so 1.5 trips per second. That means if I am not mistaken, and correct me here if I'm wrong, I'm new here after all. This means this thing can transport 1.5 units of material per second, but please correct me if that's a wrong assumption. So exceed a total energy consumption of 1 gigajoule. Oh no, so, well, it's not that problem. I also upgraded the power grid a bit because, you know, we are growing hungry. So now, conveyor belts are going to flow down this way. And now, let's see, I wanted to have my assemblers this way. So we're going to transport the copper ore somewhere around there. Just want to make sure that it's not going to stand in my way. Alright. So, we're already running out of iron plate again. And running out of fuel as well. But that's why I set up these little starter machines. Okay, so we sorted out the copper production, almost. What we need now is an output there. So to output, you select first the machine, and then you drag it on top of the belt where you want to have it. Boom, just like that. Later down the road, we can make this happen with blueprints, so we don't have to build everything manually anymore. but we're getting there, okay? So now we have a nice production of 3 copper ingots per second. Not the worst, I'd say. But also the my mech is power hungry. Well, I'm using now all that plant material that we gathered because, you know, it's just like pretty useful. Okay, so now for this mining machine, first let's remove them dudes here as well because I'm not sure if I like it this way. So here it's the same thing. We got 6 veins covering this thing, so we're going to put up a little bit of extra assembler here. Hope that doesn't collide too hard with the wind turbines. And let's drop down some smelters. So here it's a tad bit more complicated for me. So we do have 2 different products. So we can create magnets and iron plates out of these. So if we check out the necessary goods on these machines, it's pretty hard to tell. So since we're producing magnetic coils that need magnets, well, I'm gonna start with 2 machines for magnets and 1 machine for iron ingots. But, well, it's a little bit difficult there. So here, the magnets also work a little bit different there. So 1 unit of ore takes 1.5 seconds to be processed. So the magnets also have a lower consumption of iron ore. So that's pretty cool to know. So we're going to make it like that. And like that. I haven't calculated it now because I don't find it necessary, but I also, because I know that this recipe here is just behaving like the copper one, so 1-to-1, so that's 1 unit per second, and this should be 0.5 per second if I'm not mistaken, but I have to calculate that. But nevertheless, it's less than 3 units of ore per second, so we're fine and dandy here. So let's see, we can't go there because it's colliding with the wind turbine. So goodbye wind power. Oops. That one was not intended. We're just gonna place them down somewhere else because, you know, that's the easiest way to do it. Now, let's output those scrubby magnets there. And once we're going for the bigger builds, I'm not going to be happy with a somewhat working ratio there. We're going to calculate them out more precisely, don't worry. But for now, I don't want to overcalculate these, simply because I know that most of the stuff will be raised later on anyways. This is a very, very small iron deposit. Also very, very small copper deposit, so it's really not worth it breaking my noggin about how to get everything out of this iron deposit. We don't need to. I'm a big fan of the Pareto principle. Like, 80% of the work's getting done in 20% of the time. It's one of my favorite things to ponder about. How to get those 80% and 20% of the time done. If you're there, you're pretty good. So unlike Factorio, you can only have 1 specific good on the belt here, per belt. So belts don't transport different wares on the same belt. Although you could, well, that's not entirely true. You could chain them up and then you'd have like one of that and one of that and one of that. You get the idea, but it's not what we want here right now. Okay, so we got iron production, magnet production, wonderful. So let's see what these assemblers need. So this one needs plate, and this one needs magnet and plate. Okay, so we're going to dislodge these because I don't think that's something I want to have here. And make ourselves some room. Alright, oh, there was titanium in that stone. Wonderful. So we're going to remove these here because I figured that they weren't that well positioned there. So we're needing magnet and copper plate for this one, and copper plate and iron plate for the other one. So let's see how we can string that up. There we go. We don't have access to splitters or any other more sophisticated ways of managing stuff. We'd need this improved logistics system for technology for that. So definitely going to queue that up as one of the first things that I want to have, because this is a little bit hotter than it should be, or could be. Okay, so the first one... let's see. We're gonna be creating circuit boards here, so I'm needing 2 of these and 1 of these. Damn. So that's exactly woven the wrong way. I'm going to show you why in a second. So, or since I only will do 1 assembler anyways, let's do it like that. That's the easiest way. Boom, just like that. Once we do larger arrays of these, of course, I will be arranging that differently. But for now, I don't see any reason to do this otherwise. So, we will be using up 2 iron plates per second and 1 copper plate per second. So that means I already have not enough iron plates here. So, let's change that by removing this one, shift left click, copy that one, and as you see here, oh, he even took over the inserters. Now that's smart. Sorry, loader and sorters. Oh god, I have to get into the speech of this game first. So here we go. So now we have the necessary production for that. Slap down a Tesla there. And now, as we see here, the recipe demands 2 plates of iron per second, 1 plate of copper per second. So this belt here is getting depleted completely now out of that. So we have to keep that in mind. So let's see, can I already... So how was that again? Lift 1 level, drop 1 level. Ah, here. So arrow up allows us also to weave those belts above each other. So I want to research over there. Why not? Or no, even better. Silly old me. Research consumption and production doesn't have to happen at the same spot. Okay, I'm getting into that again. So we'll better be producing these things next. So I need magnets and copper plates for the other recipe, so it's a tad bit unfortunate, isn't it? So we'll just weave the magnets differently. It's going to be the easiest solution to that problem. So, could I just drop them? No, alright. So, here we go. Oh, he doesn't support that at this point, it seems. It's like we have to take a curve before we can cross. Something like that, I suppose. Exactly. And now we drop it down again. There we go. It's one of the beautiful things about this game. Ooh, that was that loop is way further than necessary, but I'm new here. I'm allowed to do this. Okay, so it's the wrong recipe here, but we'll change that in a flash. So here we go. So this dude needs more magnets than... Oh, crap. So I won't be able to fulfill the production here with these deposits anyway, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so stop overthinking. You can also tell your sorters to go for a long grab. They'll only be transporting 0.75 of each this way, but that's okay. Oh, I just realized that we also need another one of these. Okay. So... now, we're going to be outputting towards here, and never mind the crappy design here, honestly. At the beginning, it's not worth it to overthink your setups, because you won't have the necessary resource anyways to, or the necessary machines to get the job done swimmingly anyways. Like, right now we don't even have splitters. That's why I'm feeling a little bit strange without these basic tools, but, well, we'd be getting there. So, more Tesla Tower. Oh no, I don't have Tesla Towers anymore. So can I actually... it would be cool if you'd be able to drag and drop these into the front slot of the line, but whatever. It's not that important. So we're now telling this one to produce. And that's just a very, very meager start. Soon we will be producing entire factories of these, and in a way more sophisticated manner. But since the income of resources is so limited right now, I don't feel like it's worth pondering too hard about ideal distributions and whatnot. It's way more important that we're actually making it now. And as a matter of fact, this thing is not able to gobble up all our input right now. It's only eating 0.33 of these per second, so it's okay. We're not able to fully produce there, but we don't need to. Isn't it beautiful? So the next thing we're putting down is another matrix lab. So can they transfer just like that, I wonder? Pretty sure they can. So research mode. Let's just put one. It's too close. Okay. So they need like that, or I just want to find out if they need to be put on a conveyor belt or not, you know, or if they can be transported directly. But why is that now? Okay. Whatever. I feel like they should be capable of getting the job done right next to each other, but heck do I know. Oh yeah, I'm trying to feed that thing with iron plates. That won't work. I was just wondering why. Why no science? But of course no science. Okay. Let's create ourselves a couple of these sorters again. The age of handcrafting will be over soon, promise. Just wanted to get the job done real quick before we start producing a bigger batch of these. So, our first real science is happening soon, as soon as I have burned something here in my tummy. My mecha's tummy is empty. Feed me. Hey, here we go, guys. Automated science in a very, very meager way, but that's okay. So I'll have a little sprint to my food station. There we go. Please refuel. I'm doing. So that's why I like to have a little bit of a coal income at first, because this way it's a pretty cool fuel source early on. It's not really good because, you know, coal is used for other things too, more important things than powering your mech. But, you know, it's okay until at some point we'll be developing pretty soon a building which allows me to refill my battery out of the local power grid, and that's where we don't need to go for this sort of plundering anymore. Okay, so, well, we did the science, huzzah, but this is also not really that fulfilling here. We need more than that. So over there, I see iron veins. There's coal veins. Where's copper? So let's see. Let's go into the planetary view and see if I can. Well, detailed display. Let's see. Power grid, vein distributions. Ah, here. I need to toggle it on to see it. So now we can think about where to get started for real. So I consider this a pretty good area here. We got oil. We got a little bit of copper there. 2 big iron deposits. But where the heck is the copper? I'm not happy with this. So here's coal, but no... here's copper, but no iron. Crap. Okay, so it looks like this planet doesn't like to have coal, copper and iron in a nice proximity to each other, but, you know, this is as good as it gets, this area here. Copper vein, oil, iron, coal. No stone in the close proximity, but we have that there. So this is where we're now going to put up our real business, you know. This was just the start. This was just the beginning point. So what I want to do next is I want to produce a couple of laboratories here. So 4. Yes, 4 is good. So what my plan here is to just stack more of these dudes on top of each other until the production collapses, because this will speed up my research by a lot. Because right now I only have 1 matrix lab working there, and we got more than enough resource to feed more than one of these one of these producers. So we're going to stack them slowly, and you can also stack the consumers. So, if I remember correctly, yes, they're all bottom fed. So at some point you'll have to put up more sorters. But there we go. Since one of these laboratories needs 0.33 of each resource, we're going to use a 3:3 ratio there. This should be a nice start to get the rest here done a lot faster, because, you know, I'm a tad bit tired about being that slow with everything. Okay. So that's a good start, isn't it? And we will be still handcrafting some, mainly because I didn't want to set up any real crafting facility in this area of the game. You know, I feel like this is so crappy to build a mall, or or if you're not familiar with the term, an area where you produce your machines, if you have a really crappy income here. The income of this area barely is enough to power this laboratory here, and that's just great. So we have unlocked the splitters. Awesome. But let's keep teching, because, you know, tech is with me now. So let's see. Mechanical frame needs engines. Is there anything here? 1 more construction drone. Mass construction. So, okay. Blueprints. That could be a very interesting thing too, but overall, well, it doesn't seem like we need any of these upgrades too desperately. Wonderful. So, smelting purification? No. Steel smelting? No. This needs the red cubes. We're going to be working on these. I just want to check out what's going to be the most interesting next technology. Thermal power would be a higher power production. Fluid storage encapsulation, let's just activate that so our production doesn't do nothing. Plasma exciter, wireless power tower. These are so necessary. This technology enables me to pump water and store fluids in general. And, well, let's go for the electromagnetic drive there too. Okay. But most importantly, this one is the tech I was talking about to recharge your mech out of the grid, and I like that. So, let's see, solar collection, is that a solar power tech? Yes, it is. Why can't I research that? Because I'm lacking these techs. Okay, okay. So let's see, what can we handcraft next? I got a couple of smelters. It's probably not really enough, but oh yeah, fluid storage encapsulation, huzzah. So we definitely need sorters right now, most. Sorters are, well, just want to have something to do while we're happily going for a tech. As you can see, the blue cube production is pretty decent here. I'm okay with that. But I mean, it's meant to be easy. It's meant to be your first little milestone that's giving you the real cool feeling like, hey, I got somewhere. So veins utilization, this is one really important thing too, because less ore consumption per miner product means that you're getting more out of your veins. Vertical construction will give us more layers. Drive engine unlocks mecha flight. This will need coal and magnetic coils, so I'll definitely put that onto the to-do list because, you know, coal and magnetic coils are not really things I have a hard time acquiring right now. So we're going to get that. And pick these up. So it's 150 coal, so I'm just casually sitting here and looting that coal. I really don't know how you're supposed to do these technologies, except for doing them by hand. I have no clue whether, as far as I know, you can't feed a laboratory with these items. I'd be really curious to know how that works. Okay, so basically the remainder of this episode, I will be preparing myself for what's coming up next. So this is going to be our big expansion, basically. So it seems as if we have to handcraft a couple of these copper coils there ourselves, because our factories aren't producing them quickly enough. So next things, I got a little bit of conveyor belts. We definitely need more smelters. So the area up there, I want to go big. So I really want to get a lot of things down there. So we also will need a new power grid. As much as I hate to play with wind turbines early on, it is the only way of getting your power produced easily. We can go for thermal power next, sure, but that'll need us to burn something. You can produce power without burning stuff, so I'm not that much of a big fan. Plasma extract refining unlocks oil, and with oil we can start transforming oil into power. That would be another option, but I personally am a big fan of solar power. So we're going to research these things here for sure, because we need them for the solar collection technology, which is really important. But teaching my mech to fly is also very important. So let's check. We got a handful of smelters now, 8 of them, 9 of them, well, 10 of them. That's good enough for me. The next thing we're going to be needing are assemblers. I really want to set up a fully fledged factory over there, because we are now leaving Rookie Land. We don't need to go for crap-shoddy designs and badly factorized blueprints anymore. We can go for the real deal. So we're needing plasma exciters. How the hell am I crafting these? Okay, out of stuff that I'm not knowing what I'm creating there. Prisms, I see. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to assemble myself also 2 of these recharge nodes. One for here, one for the other part. And yeah, I guess that's slowly getting us to the end of all the preparations that we are going to do. I mean, I will pre-produce a couple of things between the episodes, don't you worry. I'm not going to be recording at the beginning of the next episode what we're all pre-producing there, but I felt like it would be a nice thing to give you a heads up of what we're needing now. So the next factory will have completely different scale. For starters, I want to have one miner that's completely that's gonna have 6 smelters for iron plates, and I want to have one miner who's going to facilitate, I think it's going to be 9 smelters for magnets. I just want to have full capacity of everything. So you can now fly, hooray! So double space, double click or double tap space, and you can fly. Hold it down, and I think landing, I forgot was landing. Press the Alt. Yeah, Alt was landing. You know, I've remembered everything except for landing. You be landing anyways. So, we're producing our first power grid node here. Aw, give me the power. So, no more burning fuel here. You see, I'm now recharging myself right next to the power grid. I like that. Okie doke. So, the remaining coal goes into my tummy. And yeah, we flew 99 meters high. Almost 100 meters. Okay, so wind turbines. How many have I got here? So I want to produce my power on site. I'm not interested in dragging my power production over to this other place. This little array of wind turbines here is all we're needing, and it's going to be okay. So just trying to get rid of a couple of those bajillions of copper ingots, and get rid of a couple of these ore stacks as well. That's just stuff that, well, you know, it happens. You can't change that. Okay, I can't click those, obviously. But at least we can put them into other machines. Alright, so yep. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this episode. So in between the episodes, we're going to research all these other things. As you might notice here, research is going a little bit slower. But, well, it's only because we need that many units there. So, we're going to be researching oil, burning of fluids for tech production, and semiconductors. That's a little bit of a really nasty stuff, but necessary. And then I'm going to be researching solar collectors. I will be not conducting any further unlocks on this grid without recording the next episode, because I think it would suck for you guys to not be updated about that. Probably gonna unlock a couple of mech upgrades in between, but that's not really anything you should be worried about. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I love this game a lot, and I hope you're enjoying this as well. Drop your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's plenty of content where that came from. I do daily videos, so just hit that notification bell and you won't miss anything in the future. And next episode, we're going to build the foundation for a real factory. See you guys then, and have a good one. Bye-bye.